Hello, history enthusiasts, and welcome to today's video, where we'll be exploring one of the most fascinating aspects of World War II, the numerous attempts to assassinate Adolf Hitler. Between 1933 and 1945, there were over 40 known plots to kill the Nazi dictator, each one a high-stakes gamble that could have potentially altered the course of history. Yet despite these many attempts, Hitler survived until his suicide in the final days of the war. Today we'll examine the most significant assassination plots, the brave individuals behind them, and why these attempts ultimately failed. From military conspiracies to lone wolf attacks, these stories reveal an often overlooked side of resistance to the Third Reich. Let's dive into the dangerous world of those who risked everything to eliminate one of history's most destructive tyrants. Even before World War II began, there were those who recognized Hitler's dangerous potential and sought to stop him. The Maurice Bavaud Plot, 1938. A Swiss theology student traveled to Germany with the intention of shooting Hitler during a Nazi parade. After multiple failed attempts to get close enough, Bavaud was arrested for railway fraud. Upon discovery of his gun and plans, he was interrogated, tortured, and eventually executed in 1941. The Elser Bomb Plot, 1939. Perhaps the most meticulously planned early attempt came from Georg Elser, a carpenter and lone wolf assassin. Elser spent months secretly hollowing out a pillar in Munich's Burgerbräukeller, where Hitler gave an annual speech commemorating the beer hall putsch. Elser installed a time bomb with precision engineering that would have succeeded, except Hitler unexpectedly shortened his speech and left 13 minutes before the explosion. The bomb detonated, killing 8 people and injuring 63, but missing its primary target. Elser was captured trying to escape to Switzerland and eventually executed at Dachau in 1945. As Hitler's war plans accelerated, opposition grew within the German military leadership. Operation Flash, 1943. Several German officers planned to assassinate Hitler during a military uniform inspection by smuggling a bomb disguised as bottles of cognac onto his plane. The plot failed when the bomb's detonation mechanism froze in the unpressurized cargo hold. This marked a critical turning point as conspirators realized they needed more reliable methods. Colonel Henning von Treschow emerged as a central figure in the military resistance. He and his network of conspirators made multiple attempts, including planning to shoot Hitler during military headquarters visits, all of which were aborted due to security measures or last-minute changes in Hitler's schedule. The most famous assassination attempt came from within Hitler's own military. The Stauffenberg plot. Colonel Klaus von Stauffenberg, who had lost an eye, his right hand, and 2 fingers on his left hand in combat, became the resistance's last hope. As part of a broader conspiracy involving hundreds of military officers and civilians, Stauffenberg gained access to Hitler's military conferences. On July 20th, 1944, Stauffenberg attended a meeting at the Wolf's Lair, Hitler's Eastern Front headquarters. He brought a briefcase containing a time bomb, which he positioned under the conference table near Hitler before excusing himself. The bomb detonated, but a conference attendee had inadvertently moved the briefcase behind a heavy oak table leg, which shielded Hitler from the blast's full force. The conspirators in Berlin, believing Hitler dead, attempted to implement Operation Valkyrie, a plan to use the reserve army to secure control of the government. However, when news spread that Hitler had survived, the coup quickly unraveled. Stauffenberg and his closest associates were executed by firing squad that same night, with approximately 5,000 others arrested and many executed in the following months. Why did the attempts fail? Multiple factors contributed to Hitler's survival against so many plots. Security measures. After early attempts, Hitler's security detail became increasingly sophisticated. He rarely announced his schedule in advance, frequently changed plans at the last minute, and traveled with heavily armed SS guards. Technical failures. Many plots were undone by technical issues, bombs that failed to detonate, timing devices that malfunctioned, or weapons that couldn't get past security. Extraordinary luck. In several instances, Hitler survived through sheer chance, leaving venues early, changing positions, or random circumstances that shielded him from harm. Divided resistance. The German resistance was fragmented, with different factions having different goals. Some wanted to negotiate peace with the Allies, while others wanted to continue the war under different leadership. Those who attempted to kill Hitler came from diverse backgrounds. Military officers who initially supported Hitler but became disillusioned. Religious figures opposed to Nazi persecution. Ordinary citizens horrified by Nazi atrocities. Resistance fighters from occupied countries. For decades after the war, these would-be assassins received mixed recognition. In Nazi Germany, they were branded as traitors, and in post-war Germany, opinions remained divided about their actions. It wasn't until the 1980s that West Germany fully recognized the moral courage of these resistance fighters. The numerous failed attempts to assassinate Hitler remind us that history often hangs by the thinnest of threads. Had any of these plots succeeded, millions of lives might have been saved, though exactly how history would have unfolded remains one of the great what-ifs of the 20th century. The men and women who risked and often lost their lives trying to stop Hitler represent a crucial counterpoint to the narrative that Germans universally supported the Nazi regime. Their courage reminds us that even in the darkest times, there are those willing to stand against tyranny, regardless of the personal cost. If you found this video informative, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel for more historical content. Leave a comment below sharing your thoughts on these assassination attempts or suggesting other historical topics you'd like to see covered. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next historical exploration.